Once again, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It's the last. We got 6 more hours left, so I can still tell y'all Happy New Year. According to Larry David, you cannot say Happy New Year after January 7th. So, Happy New Year to all y'all. This is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, our 10th year of doing Hoops and Brews, which is wow. So, shout out y'all for the people who've been rocking with us for the whole 10 years. Shout out y'all. And if you're new here, shout out you for being new here. I hope y'all had a great holiday season. It was a lot of fun basketball. I know we didn't cover a bunch of it because I was just doing stuff. But Joe, how you been, bro?
I'm solid, man. Yeah, Happy New Year, like he said. 2026 is we living in the future right now. That's what I always like to say.
Bro, we
It's
living in the
crazy. We
years that
living in the
when
future.
we lived in the old 2K years when you got to here and like it was all like fake players. We living in those
Mhm.
years in real life now. It's crazy to me, but yeah, we 100% living in those years in real life now.
For real. I used to always imagine playing back in like 2010. I wonder what 2K26 gonna be like. And now we here. Shit.
Yeah, I used to be like, man, this shit never happened, or like XYZ. Like, man, it felt like so far in the future, and we literally here right now. I remember playing like 2K10 and 2K12 and getting here, and like it felt like it was it was decades away, but like it was like a I don't even know, like an unthinkable number, and that's what we living at. But let's get into it, man. It's been a lot of I don't want to say a lot of I don't know about a lot of big news, but I guess like the biggest news right now is Trae Young. Trae Young. Looks like Trae Young's time in Atlanta is finally coming to a close. I think this has been a long time coming. Obviously, when they didn't get him his contract that he wanted. I think what it was at this off season. And then I think what even more sealed his fate was when they went on like what was like a 6-7 game win streak when he wasn't playing.
Mhm.
They came back and immediately lost 6 games straight. So I think that kind of sealed his fate also with Jalen Johnson emerging and becoming a player he's been. Nikhil Alexander Walker having the season that he's having, Dyson Daniels having the season that he's having. And I guess like they kind of like phasing him out the squad. So I guess it's been Chams reported yesterday that him and his agent are working out a trade. We're working with the Hawks to find a trade for Trae Young. I think he's one of those interesting players because like I feel like he's like a like what Stephon Marbury was like the early 2000s. Whereas like his numbers are really, really good. But for whatever reason, I don't know if his value is as high as what his numbers say he is. Right. Like then I think he led the
That's fair.
league. I think he led the league in
What
assists
assist?
last year. If I'm not mistaken, usually he's a double guy every season. Like if you get a like you don't double guys just don't go in the market like that. If you look at the double guys in the league right now, what you talking about? Jokic, Kay Cunningham. Like it's not Harden. Like it's not many guys who are double guys who have also taken their team to a conference finals. Granted, it was like 5 years ago, but it still did happen. It's not like he's not a player who hasn't done anything in his league. So it's kind of a weird situation. But I mean, if you have an opinion, where would you like to see Trae Young go? If you could have any
Um,
and like just like rub a wand on anything.
Me personally, and not necessarily rubbing the one. I wouldn't describe it that way, but I just think the most realistic option for him at this point for me seemed more of like a salary dump situation. A team like the Wizards, picking them up because they can. They have the cap space and they do have a couple young features that could be intriguing. But it just seems like I can't really grasp myself to see a contender giving up something valuable for Trae Young. And I know they don't want to just shit him for scraps. I can't see any contender him helping putting the team over the top. I can't see him at this point. Just considering he is an undersized guard. He does need the ball in his hands. He does. He's pretty much a mismatch every time down. So I mean, at this point in his career, I can't see a contender going out there waiting, grabbing Trae Young, and then him elevating that team to another level. So I just think maybe a team like the Wizards or a team that's a younger team who's not really trying to win right now, a team that can, a team that's trying to fill up their cap for the next couple of years, and just a team that doesn't mind taking a swing on this guy because why not? Get some extra fans in Washington, close out the season, just something like that. But I can't really see a team that's it's not really. I don't think that's in his future.
I
Considering his skill set, like you said, that was 5 years ago when he took to the conference final. He kind of just seemed kind of he can wash out the league. I mean, not out of the league, but just out of the
the league
superstar
is
spotlight.
crazy.
Out of the superstar spot or superstar spotlight, that's not really his place anymore.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I know the Wizards was a team that they said was reported for Trae Young, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't. I actually like it. Number one, I think if you're the Wizards, it's time to start building like an actual basketball team, right? And I don't, if I'm not mistaken, the Wizards, I don't know if they can. I think they have a swap this year. Like they'll get their pick this year, but next year they don't have their pick. And then when I look at what they have on their squad, like I say I like how Trae Young could fit on this team. If you look at it, they pretty much have everything besides a point guard. Like they have wings. You have Sar, who's having a great second season. And I think he has more offensive potential than what he's shown. And I think that, being a guy who could be a lob threat, I think Trae Young can help that.
Yeah, that'd be great for Sar for sure. Yeah.
You got Vinyl, you got Keyshawn George who can shoot like hell. Trey Johnson who can, well, he's a rookie, but he can score the basketball.
He can shoot like hell too.
Yeah, facts. He can shoot like hell. And Bub Carrington, who they were playing at PG last year, I don't want to say he regressed because like it's definitely just year 2. But like maybe you don't want him to play point. Maybe point guard isn't like his thing. Like I do feel like for the Wizards, it's time to start building like an actual basketball team. Like they've been bad pretty much since Russ left, for real. Like, well, even since
that's fair. They made the playoffs that year.
They made the playoffs that year and lost in 5, but they've been bad pretty much since Russ left. So for me, it's for them time, to me, in my personal opinion, to start building an actual basketball team again there in Washington. And Washington is a team that hasn't won 50 games since the 70s. Literally, since the 1970s, they haven't had a 50-win basketball.
John Wall and them didn't get 50 wins one season? It must have had like 48. Damn,
they haven't had a 50-win team since the 70s. So, do I think Trae Young makes them a championship team? No, but he's better than what you got. Like, I think if you get Trae Young in here, you go into the offseason, you get you another pick in a decent draft that they'll have, obviously. Because I'm granted, like I said, I forget the pick situation, but I'm pretty sure it's a swap. But I think it's like whoever has the highest and lowest between like the Rockets and them, I think it is. And I think next year they don't own their pick, if I'm not mistaken. I think I could be wrong, but I think it's next year that they don't have their actual pick. So yeah, like I think for them, that like the tanking and again, Trae Young is like, I think they've won 8-9 games so far. We're already in January. Trae Young is not going to help you get to 30 games this season. So realistically, you're not going to destroy your draft stock. And if you look at the draft the past couple of years, the worst teams ain't been getting the number 1 pick. Like it ain't been
the lottery ain't been generous. Yeah, lottery ain't been generous to them.
So like it may be more advantageous for you to be like the team with the 7th odds, the 8th odds, the 5th odds, the 6th odds, to give yourself a chance to get the number 1 pick than it would be in previous years when I think the number 1 pick had like the worst team had a 25% chance of getting it. I think that was like a 13, 14.
Like 13 run.
Yeah, so I fuck with Trae Young to the Wizards. Like the Wizards and the Kings are really the only teams that I could see Trae Young going to. But even with the Kings, it's kind of weird because it's like you got to take on Zach LaVine's salary. And Zach LaVine has a player option for next year. And I would assume that the point of trading Trae Young would be to get the cap off. And it just works easier with like, so I think I did it yesterday. If you could do like CJ, I think like Kisper or CJ and like Cam Whitmore and like a lottery protected 2027 or 2028 pick, something like that, and get you Trae Young. I like it as far as that goes. Like I said, maybe the only other team, the Kings, but then what do you do with? I mean, do you even care what you do with Russ? It doesn't even matter.
You only 1 year deal.
Yeah, it really don't even matter. But at that point in time, you got to take Zach LaVine's contract. So it's like, do you want to take Zach LaVine back? I don't think you do. And then if you look anywhere else around the league, I don't really know. Like the Bulls don't need him. You got Josh Giddey. The Bulls don't need him. The Pacers, you got Tyrese coming back. You don't need him. The Rockets, why would you go? You're gonna have to give up too much to get them. And I actually, with the way the Rockets have been playing recently, I like them, and I also like what Reed Shepherd has been bringing to that squad. And I would rather, and I would rather not give up assets to get Trae Young, especially when I have like a KD who I don't think he's gonna play more than 3-4 more years. I would rather just keep the young guys I got and not give up any of those guys, and like continue to ride it out. The Pelicans, I don't. Why?
Well, maybe. I mean, what? Get rid of. How many years is left on Murray's contract? Isn't he still a Pelican?
So you're gonna trade him back to Atlanta?
He did. He was. That was his last team. Huh? I mean, it happens. It happens sometimes. D'Lo came back to the Lakers twice, didn't he?
Yeah, but it wasn't. Was it? Yeah, he did. Well, once, but yeah, he did. But yeah, when I look around the league, like I said, the Kings and probably the Hawks, or not the Hawks, but the Wizards. And personally, like I said, I think that's a dope situation. You'll be in DC, not that far away, and also DC is a good market, bro. Like if you go to DC and you turn DC up, that's a really, really good market that hasn't really had anything exciting for pretty much a decade. Like actually exciting, they really haven't had excitement around that Wizards team literally in like a decade. Literally since what was it, the 16, 17. The first year of this podcast was the last time that the Wizards had a genuinely exciting team when I felt like John
That was a
Wall
fun
was.
team too. That was
Yeah,
a
it was a
fun
fun
team.
team when they had
Gortat, Bill,
Bill,
all those
Gortat,
boys.
Otto Porter, the Morris got Morris twin. I think you had Yamahimi off the bench. Who else did you have off the bench? I forget. But yeah, that was like the last time that I felt like the Wizards had like an exciting team. So if you can go to the nation's capital, which is a big market, and turn the city up, like I think that's a good second half of your career. So for me, if that's what Shams reported, to me, that's honestly probably the best option. And if I'm Washington, fuck it, what do I have to lose? I go do that trade.
What'd you feel about I heard people threw it out there, Ja for Trae Young straight up swap. With that, does that make sense to you? How do you feel about that?
No, because Ja's another player who needs the ball in his hands.
Oh, because it'll be the same issues with Atlanta they having now.
Yeah,
Basically.
he needs the ball in his hands. It ain't like he played defense. And I would think the point of letting Trae go would be so the ball can flow more. So that don't really make genuine sense to me.
Yeah, that's fair. Only thing is just the new scenery is only argument for that. Just two really talented young players getting another look.
Yeah, but if Ja and okay, hold on. And if Ja did that, if Ja was acting up in Memphis, he got 41 home games in ATL, Georgia. If he was doing that shit in Memphis, what you think he gonna do with ATL?
That's fair. I can't argue.
We
I
don't
just
need
want what you thought about. I seen it was
we
getting
don't
thrown
need
out.
Ja in Atlanta. No, Ja. If Ja gets traded, Ja need to go to Sacramento. That's go to Sacramento. Ja Morant need to go to Sacramento. Ja Morant go to Sacramento. You bored out there? Ain't
crazy too, man. The crime rates out there ain't low.
The crime rates out there ain't low, but they ain't got no. Well, no, they got Mozzie.
That's
but
EBK
listening to
Mozzie,
Mozzie,
and all them.
Yeah. But listening to Mozzie ain't the same as hearing FDO 14 times.
I don't know, man. You gotta.
It ain't the same.
You see one of them guys. I mean, Sacramento got some crazy young rappers.
That's fine. That's fine. But you got Napa Valley up there. You can go relax, get in the wine. You know what I'm saying? Go out there. You send Ja to ATL, he might be out the league in 2 years.
Yeah.
He might be out the league in 2 years. He go to ATL. But moving on, one team that I don't want to say was a surprise because I can't really go back to my season preview, but I did not have the Suns being bad. I didn't have them being this good.
Well, come on, man. It's definitely a surprise.
I didn't think they were gonna. No, I remember before the season I said you still got Devin Booker. Anywhere Dylan Brooks goes, he wins. I think I had to be like a play-in team. Like, right, they're better than the play-in team so far, and especially with the injuries they've had, that's what makes it shocking. Like Devin Booker hasn't been playing the whole season. Jalen Green stepped on the court like twice and got hurt immediately again, and they're still winning games. And they're still winning games. And Dylan Brooks has been playing excellent. What is it? Colin Gillespie.
Colin.
Yeah, Colin Gillespie has been incredible. They've been Ryan Dunn has second years look much better. Like the way they've been winning games, especially like I said with Devin Booker not being there, has been impressive. And I do think that this was a case of addition by subtraction.
Booker only missed a couple of games though. He's been there for the most part. He missed that much time. I got him in fantasy. Trust me, I know. He only missed a couple.
Okay, fair. But still, like I don't know. Do you think he's having an all-star season, Devin Booker? Do you?
For sure. I think he's a lock, without a doubt. I think he's
a lock.
It doesn't. I think so. Having that team, he's still the core of that team. That team is nowhere near where they are without him. I think he's still 26 a game, somewhat efficient enough.
Dare I say, bro?
Devin Booker got to be a lock. Come on, man. That's crazy.
Do he got to be a lock though?
He has to be a lock. Do I need to read off his numbers? And then the best player on that team that everybody had, like you said, had below the play-in or at the play-in, I think he has to be a lock without a doubt. They're at the top of the play-in. They're 7th right now.
I mean, he's at what? He's averaging
He's averaging
25.
25, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 46% from the field. Just hit a big game winner.
Yeah, he did on the Thunder. We'll talk about the Thunder because the Thunder we'll talk about the Thunder. But dare I say, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I think Dillon Brooks been the best player on this team this season.
See, now you're reaching. I don't
think I'm reaching, bro.
I think you're reaching, bro.
I don't think I'm reaching, bro.
I mean, I
don't think I'm reaching, bro. Listen. Devin, okay, you're right. Devin Booker has played 33 games. I don't know when that shit happened, but he has played 33 games. I don't know when that shit happened.
Yeah, he got like 33 games. He been in
33 games. Bro, Dillon Brooks is giving you 21 points, 46% shooting from the field, 33% shooting from three. He's shooting better than Devin Booker. Devin Booker's at 30% from three.
And he's at what?
33. Dillon Brooks.
30 and 33? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Brooks give you more assists as he should. He's giving you one more board, but Dillon Brooks is giving you more steals, and Dillon Brooks is playing better defense. Dare I say, Dillon Brooks, to me, Dillon Brooks has been a driving force of the team. Just even with their moxie, you know, like everywhere Dillon Brooks goes, he's puts a stamp on the culture.
Yeah,
like everywhere he's been, he does do that. I think at this point, he's been to two different teams, and the teams look different when he get there. As opposed, I'm not gonna say when he leaves because obviously the Rockets are still good.
Yeah,
but Memphis definitely looked different when he left, as opposed to when he was there. So this Dillon Brooks thing, I think you got to think it's somewhat real.
I think so too. I've been very surprised by this team. They play really hard. They force a lot of turnovers. They rebound really well. They like each other. They play well together. And this has been insane to turn around this quick. After after losing all the firing, your last three coaches. Losing Durant, losing Beal. Just going through everything they went through and just being, getting swept in the playoffs in the first round, not making the playoffs, all the drama and everything that's been going on in Phoenix, new owner and everything that's been going on. For them to rebound like this fast this year has been a great development. Also considering they don't control their picks for the first round pick for, I think, in the next 5, 6, even 6 years, for a very long time. I know for a fact they don't control their pick. So for them to be able to be competitive and not just be giving away free lottery picks to whatever team has them, I think that's huge for them and huge for this organization. And yeah, I expect it to continue as well. They play really hard. Like I said, in the offseason, looking at the roster, you kind of like, who's going to handle the ball besides, Book and, when he's not out there. But, but, I mean, he got hurt. And it's like, Colin Gillespie, where did he come from? He kind of just came out of nowhere. And he's a serviceable point guard. Like, nobody really expected them to be able to get this type of production from, a guy who hasn't never really been a consistent starter.
That's true. I mean, they have 7 guys in double figures. So clearly they're, again, addition by subtraction. So they have 7 guys in double figures. Gillespie was there last season, but obviously, like you got KD handling the ball, you got Book, and you got Beal. How much you really gonna be able to get yours, bro?
Yeah, that's fair.
But I am very interested to see Jalen Green fitting back in with the squad.
That is very interesting too. See how that meshes and whatnot. But for them to also be winning without the guy that's going to make the second most money per year. I mean, that's insane. Like, considering everything all taken on into account, Mark Williams was a hell of a pickup. He's been on the court this year. He has. Only thing like downfall, look, they haven't got too much out their rookie center so far, but I mean, it's still early.
But he was a project anyway. Like, I don't think they expected him to come in and like give him
and make immediate impact.
Yeah, they're like, he was. In my personal opinion, I think they always looked at him as like a project anyway. And it's like, fuck it, we don't expect to win the championship this year, so we got time to try to develop him. But moving on, like I said, team, I do want to talk about the OKC Thunder. Does OKC have actual problems? Number one, they lost to the Spurs 3 straight times in a row. You can't lose to the Spurs 3 straight times in a row. And 2 of them wasn't close. Christmas Day, whooped up on. The game before Christmas Day, whooped up on. The game at the tournament, it was a closer game. But them 2 games on the week of Christmas, whooped up on.
37 points they lost by.
And listen, 15, I know this because I stayed up dumb late. And I set an alarm clock to wake up at the end of the Knicks game to watch the OKC Spurs game. I was backseat by the third quarter. I was like, oh yeah, I don't need to watch this.
Oh yeah, you were at the game, weren't you? You were at the game, huh?
No, I was at the
that was they didn't make it that far. That was
yeah.
Who was that? That was the Spurs.
Nick, Nick Spurs. They lost by 20 to the Hornets at home yesterday.
Yeah. I was lucky. I noticed that for sure. I was like, what the hell is going on now?
So, like, do you think the OKC Thunder have actual problems, or do you just think we won the championship last year? We're kind of in the dog days of the season. We still have a #1 record in the Western Conference. Do you put something to it, or do you not put something to it?
I do put something to it, just because I think the Spurs do a great job of giving them a taste of their own medicine. With the whole forcing turnovers, picking up full court, doing the things they can really replicate what OKC does to everybody else, and I think that's really hurting them a lot. And OKC, they take a lot of their 3-point shooters kind of fell off recently, and they take a lot of bad shots. Like Caruso, Dort, and them can really shoot you out of the game. Like, why is Lou Dort at times huge? I saw him shoot a 32-footer, 34-foot. What are you doing? Like, Caruso was like literally one of them games. He was like 0 for 9 from 3. Like,
yeah, I think it was Christmas.
Yeah,
he literally couldn't hit the shot.
Like, what? Like, no. What are we doing? They have guys that sometimes get out of their comfort zone, and it doesn't really work out. The Spurs, and I mean, it's been competitive. I think that the Spurs, and also the fact that they have all those ball handlers, I think that's helped them a ton. OKC thrives off of forcing turnovers and getting out in transition. You can't really do that when you got Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, guys who want to handle the ball. They're not forcing them into turnovers, and it's forcing OKC to get into a half-court game, and that half-court offense is pretty bad when Shea is being, guarded by also guys other two-way guys. Everything is kind of getting held up. It's not the same. And also, they're struggling, which is a huge surprise to me, because I just played Jalen Williams has been there for a very long time. But the fact that they kind of fell off once, I thought getting him back will re-energize the team and, make them even better. But they haven't really been winning much with him in the lineup. So that's really confusing from one part. And, I mean, I just think that they're kind of a little bit of a championship hangover at some point, but I think it's alarming to lose to San Antonio 3 times, and
3 times crazy.
You can't lose 3 times. In 3 different places, at home, away, and then in Vegas. I think that's crazy, and I just think that they got the good timing for it to happen. They're still the 1 seed. It's still about a month before the trade deadline. If they want to add somebody, add something, maybe some consistent shooting, maybe some more rebounding. Hartenstein's been out of the lineup this year. But I think that it definitely is a little alarming, to see them get, folded up like that 3 times. Because I remember I missed the first couple of matchups, so I kind of redid. Now I watched the third one, I kind of understood why. But yeah, that's a big sample size, and a lot of that, is with Wemby being on the minute restriction. And I think Wemby being on the minute restriction, not playing that much. I think that it's big. I think that the Spurs they have the personnel, they have what it takes to just look OKC in the face and tell them, we're gonna play this. We're gonna play this way. You're not gonna force us to turn the ball over. We're gonna get good looks, and we're gonna do what we do on the court. And OKC hasn't really seen that in the regular season over the last couple of years. I haven't really seen a team specifically. We saw them get tested in the playoffs twice last year. Obviously, Indiana took them to 7, and the Nuggets took them to 7. But in the regular season this year and last year, they won 67 games last year. Everyone paced for damn near 70 this year at some point. They haven't seen a regular season team that really, look them in the face and say, we're going to play this way. We're going to control the game. We're not going to turn the ball over. We're going to get the shots we want. We're going to force you to take bad shots. We're going to force guys like Dort and Casey Wallace and Caruso, these guys, to do that. I think it's something that, is kind of alarming for OKC to, just finally, see something that, get there, this quick, this fast, find a team, just to match their energy, basically.
One thing I've also noticed with OKC is that, if they're not calling turnovers, like you said, their half-court offense is mediocre, but it's because they don't really have anybody that can consistently get there besides Shea. Everybody else is Chet. I don't know if Chet's ever going to average 22 points a game.
The Jalen Williams thing is weird, though, because, I thought he was, he didn't have 40 points per game in the finals last year.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did, but Jalen Williams is I feel like a straight line driver. If he can't get and granted, he did fuck up his wrist, obviously. So that's we have to remember that he did have a wrist surgery, and I think it was his shooting hand that he had wrist surgery on. But to me, he's like a straight up and down guy. They have a bunch of guys who are just straight up and down. Shea is to me the only one who can side to side get his. He's the only a genuine bucket on the squad. And what happened to AJ Mitchell? I felt like in the early months of the season he was looking crazy.
I think he got pushed a little bit out of rotation. With Jalen Williams coming back and Kaysen, Isaiah, everybody being out there, he got pushed a little bit out there. The minutes aren't the same. I think that's the main thing. But
because like I feel like
he was a starter.
Yeah, I feel like he was another guy who could like get his own. But everybody else, like Kaysen, straight line, shoot a three. Lou, straight line, shoot a three. Jalen Williams, straight line, shoot a three. Isaiah Joe, just shoot the three. Don't even drive, just shoot the three. Aaron Wiggins, straight line drive, shoot it. Even Chet, straight line drive, shoot a three. Harkenstein, he got the floater and he gonna rebound hard. Now, granted, obviously they won a championship last year, so we can't. But every year you win, people are catching up to you. Every single year you win, people are catching up to you. And like the Spurs, they can guard everything you can do, and they got Wemby in the back. So even when you like you straight line driving against most teams might work, especially if you got, I don't know, you playing the Kings and you got Sabonis back there, you can elevate over him and lay the ball up. You ain't no elevating over Wemby. Like you getting back there and it's Wemby back there. So now you got to drive and kick out again, and now you taking bad shots, or your shots are more contested than what you want them to be. So I won't say they're having problems. I do think that if they play the Spurs in a playoff series, it could get very interesting.
It could be hell.
It could get very interesting, but I won't say that they have like genuine problems. I think that if they play the Nuggets, it could be interesting. I mean, shit, it was interesting last year, and I think the Nuggets have a better squad than what they have. Than what I know. I don't think I know they have a better squad this year than what they had last year. As long as they can actually find a way to all be on the court,
to
get everybody on the court. Because that game yesterday against the Sixers was crazy.
When they almost won.
No, they won.
They won. They did win.
They won the game. Oh. But I do think that for the Nuggets, I know I'm going off script a little bit, but I do think for the Nuggets, those games are really good for them. Like you want other guys to, because you never know. Like you never know when guys may be caught up on the step up. Like you need to see something from Spencer Jones. Peyton Watson was doing things I'd never seen Peyton Watson do. I think it was it Jared Pickett, Jordan Pickett. He was balling yesterday. Like you want those guys to get experience in these games and also get confidence in themselves in these games, so that you don't have fear throwing them in a playoff series. And they can look back and think, well, we've had success against XYZ team. We've done that. We're not scared of these moments. But like I said, I don't think OKC has actual problems. It's strong. Like I wouldn't say they need to go and make a trade or something like that. But I definitely have my eye out a little bit for them, and I'm watching that. And I'm watching a couple of things, because I won't say it's completely alarming, but like losing to the I mean, granted, it happens. Like even when the Bulls went 72-10, I think they lost to the Raptors. And the Raptors, that was the first year that they were even in the league. I think they had like Damon Stoudemire and Marcus Camby. It was like that squad. So granted, it's a long season. Everybody has those games. Everybody has those nights. But the way they've been playing recently, you losing back to, like, you getting gamed by the Suns. You come back out, lose by 20 at home to the Hornets. You lost 3 straight games in basically 2 weeks to the Spurs. And the final 2 wasn't even close. They've had some losses that have been very questionable to me, to say the least, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, very alarming. That's fair.
But the Spurs, are they, in your mind, actual contenders? Or do you think that this is a cute story and it kind of is what it is? Or do you think they can actually do something this year?
My phone. It's not here.
Well, I answer. Like, me personally, go ahead.
Oh, but yeah, I think so. I don't see why they wouldn't be considered actual contenders. Just off the strip, like, this is about how they match up with OKC. Like, nobody forces them out of the game. Like, they ain't nobody, like, if you take care of the ball, you got guys who actually want it. I don't see how you aren't a contender. And then especially, they're doing a lot of this with Wemby either on limited minutes or Wemby not in lineup at all. They're currently 25-10, 4 games back to OKC. Playing good basketball. They got a lot of young guys developing. Dylan Harper, it seems like he's getting better by the game. Stephon Castle is impressive. He gets you a double once in a while. They got Julian Champagne? That's his name, right? He's been emerging lately. He's been hooping. But I don't see why they wouldn't be able to feel like they aren't legit contenders. They match up well with the top guys in the West. They pretty much have from top to bottom a filled up roster. And they respond to adversity as well. I think that's another thing. Despite how young they are, that might be the biggest red flag with the team is just how young they are. Wemby's in his 3rd year. Dylan Harper's a rookie. Stephon Castle his 2nd year. But besides that, I think this team, I mean, they got a couple of vets around. Harrison Barnes and Kelly Olynyk. But I just think I don't see why not. I mean, when you can look OKC in the eyes and beat them 3 times in 3 different places, I don't see why you can't see Sylvester Cassandra besides the youth and whatnot.
I mean, I'm gonna say yes because I think every year that you have Wemby, I think you got to try to go for it. Because again, I'm not somebody who thinks Wemby is going. I hope he does, pray he does, but I'm not somebody that think Wemby gonna give you 15 years in the league. You know, like when you at that, I mean, he at this point he hurt every week.
At least 10 though, right? I mean, it's still
maybe. Maybe. I mean, but at this point he hurt every week, and you only gonna play more games, and you only gonna play more games to get more wear and tear on your body. Like it's an 82 game season. When you get to the playoffs, if you get all the way, it's a 100 game season. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if he's a guy who's going to be able to last because just his body. I don't know if he's a guy who's going to be able to last 12, 13 years. So I think every year you have him, you got to be trying to go for it. And when he's on the court and when he's healthy, how many players in the NBA have the capability of being the best offensive and defensive player on the court? And I think that when you have a guy who's capable of being the best offensive and defensive player on the court, you can never count that team out. Go around the league and tell me how many people have the capability of being the best offensive and defensive player on the court any given night.
At the same time?
Yes. I can name you one other name that comes to mind. Giannis.
I can name one.
Who?
Jaylen Brown.
You do good though. You do good though. You do good though, bro.
He not number 1, number 2 in MVP talks right now. I think so. I mean, I think he's proven he can be a hell of a defensive player as well. We saw what he did to Luka in the finals. We see him consistently take the number 1 matchup night in and night out. You see him take whole Kawhi Leonard to 20 points on low percentages. We see him score 50 in that same night. I think he's emerging that
same night.
You said what?
We did see him score 50 that same night.
We did see him score 50. I think he's emerging as a guy who can do that. I mean, we've already seen it's there already. He's averaging 30 this season. He's still taking them big matchups. We saw what he did in the finals on the defensive end. We seen it, like it's all there.
Now, granted, I will say I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by what Jaylen Brown is doing because remember me telling you years ago I thought he was better than Jason Tatum. So I'm not surprised by what Jaylen. I'm not surprised about what he's doing, but I still don't think any given night he has the ability to be in the best offensive and defensive player on the court, no matter who's on the court. That's just my personal opinion. I'm not mad at it, but that's just my personal opinion. I think there are better guys. I think there are guys better offensively, and I think there are definitely guys better defensively than Jaylen Brown. I think that when it comes to that, the only two.
Man.
That's fine. I listen. I'm not listen. Listen.
23 and 12. The Boston Celtics 23 and 12 with that roster. Have you seen that roster?
That roster ain't that bad. But hold on. Listen. We'll get to the Celtics. We'll get to the Celtics right after this. But that roster to me ain't that bad. But I'm just saying, if you got Wemby on the court, you got those young guys, and also those. I don't think being young is a bad thing anymore. I think what the Thunder did last year, we might have to like not temper our expectations, but raise our expectations. Right? Yes, but when we say guys are young teams, and also the Spurs. Are they that young for real?
I mean,
you have a decent mix of veterans. You know, you got Vassell, who's been in the system for a minute. Keldon Johnson's been in for a minute. Around. Harrison Barnes been there. Luke Cornett has been around the league for a minute. We're the only guys who young is like Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, and I mean Wemby. But I think Wemby is
right. Fox has been around for a while.
Yeah, you got Fox has been around for a while. That's not really as young of a team as you think it is. So I think, especially looking at what the Thunder did last year, even looking at what the Pacers did last year, I think you got to raise expectations for young teams, especially with the way that the apron is now. You're not going to see teams stay together for 10 years. So a lot of the younger teams might be teams that's winning it and getting one off and winning it, and then, we'll see what happens the next year and like the year after. So like I said, as long as you got Wemby and he's on the court, I think you got a chance. And I think what the Thunder did last year, you got to raise your expectations for what we consider young teams. I don't think I don't know if we're in an era of like, oh, you got to feel pain to feel success. The same way that you were, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, where you feel like you had to see teams,
Lose first and
then win. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you have to do that anymore, personally. So we'll see. But you want to talk about them? Boston Celtics. You say the Boston Celtics currently are 23-12. They have the second rated offense in the NBA, which is shocking. They have the 15th rated defense in the NBA. Again, I picked this. I didn't pick them to be second in the East as we stand in January. But I told you this wasn't going to be a play-in team. I think I picked them to be around.
I think I had them around. I think I had them around right at the play-in. 8th, 9th, 8th.
No, yeah, I picked them to be like. I didn't think that this team was a play-in team. I didn't look at this squad with Jaylen Brown, who's a bona fide all-star. You still got Derek White. I fuck with Peyton Pritchard. I thought Peyton Pritchard I thought he would be one of the most improved players. I don't know if you can give it to him. Well, he probably gets some votes, but I don't know if you can give it to him.
That's 3 guys, G. That's 3 guys, though.
Yeah, but I like. I told you I like Neemias Queta. I told you I like obviously Anthony Simons is over there. Sam Howell's over there.
Jordan White. Simons don't contribute like that.
Huh?
Simons don't contribute like that.
I mean, he's still giving you basically 14 points on 40% from the 3, bro. Like he does his job when he comes in the game.
It's slim pickings, man.
And they have a good coach. They have a good coach. They still defend, and the way they play basketball is the way they play basketball. Now, again, them being second in offensive rating as we stand in January 6th is definitely shocking to me, and I do believe Jaylen Brown deserves a whole hell of a lot of love. But I'm not shocked. Jaylen Brown's doing this. Jaylen Brown's a very good basketball player, and I've always thought that.
That's fair. I mean, yeah, like I said, I think they are. I mean, they same thing, similar recipes. Like over when the years when they were dominating the East, take a lot of threes, make a lot of threes. They still, I'm pretty sure what their top in 3-pointers made. I'm pretty sure what their top 3, top 5, and top 10 in attempts. But yeah, like I said, it's pretty amazing to watch them. Night in, night out. I think right now my coach of the year, I think would unanimously pretty much go to Joe Mazzulla. Either him or Spurs coach, forget Mitch Johnson, I think is his name.
Over the Pistons.
Bickerstaff. Pistons are in there too, but
did he win it last year?
I think he did. What, Bickerstaff? I think he did. I think so. But yeah, this Boston team is very intriguing. They play hard. Like I said, well coached, extremely disciplined. Great guard play. Between Derek White, Jaylen Brown. But just outside of that, you don't really the guys are getting rotation minutes. Walsh is in there getting minutes. Hugo Gonzalez.
They play their role though.
Out there. Sam Hauser.
They play their role though.
Queta is out there at star center. He's only getting 7 rebounds a game. Xavier Tillman, these guys, it's just
they play their role. They defend. They take open shots. They play their role. And also, I think they do. And I think that this is a very interesting squad because, obviously, we've seen from Jason Tatum, seems like his Achilles recovery is going great. If he's healthy, if he's 100% healthy, I think you put him back on the court, especially if we a top 3 seed. I think you put him back on the court.
Put him through 1,000 tests. If he passed all 1,000 tests,
I think you put him on. I mean, granted, you don't run him out there and play him 40 minutes a night immediately, but I think you ramp him up. If you can get him back, maybe late March, ramp him up through April. And see what you can do in the playoffs, and obviously we thought that this may be like a retooling year. I still think it's a retooling year. I still don't think that they're going to the NBA Finals and winning it this year, even if he does come back. But at the same time, I think that this is the team that could make the playoffs very interesting if you can get Jason Tatum back and he comes back looking like actual Jason Tatum.
Yeah, for sure. That would take a ton of pressure off of Jaylen Brown, and also underrated part of Tatum's game. He's hell of a rebounder. I think they need help in that part. But yeah, if you can do that, you for sure go for it. Taking a little bit of load off of him. I think that in the playoffs, obviously, when the game gets a little different, the game slows down a little bit. Jaylen Brown, with the defense, really collapses on him. It's gonna be hard to rely on, Derek White's and the Peyton Pritchards and the Simons of the world, to be that, that extra push, of offense. So if you can get a Tatum who's a all-world, I was arguably the best small forward in the league over the last decade, you get him back in something like this, I mean, you can really, make some noise.
For sure. But moving on to Warriors. Warriors, obviously, they played Clippers last night, lost, Steph fouled out. I think if I'm not mistaken, the Warriors record, I think they're 1 game above 500 right now as it stands.
Mm-hmm,
I'm not mistaken, one game above 500. Let's look. The Warriors are currently they are 19 and 18. I think the next few games they have are at home. All the next few games they have are at home. Steph is playing incredible as always. I think you definitely do see signs that Steph is 37 years old at times. But he's still playing incredible as always. I think Draymond,
my boy Draymond.
Draymond is doing a lot. Draymond is doing a lot to make himself tradable. A lot to make himself tradable. I think he's got what.
I just don't know who the hell would trade for Draymond Green.
The only team I think that could trade for Draymond Green, and I think that Draymond Green would actually fall in line,
Lakers, huh?
is literally the Lakers. And I only say that because I think Draymond has enough respect for LeBron that he would go there and relax a little bit. Anywhere else in the league, what's up?
I'm just saying we good. Lakers good on that. I mean, I'm out. We can't do.
I didn't say that they wasn't. I just said what I said. So as it stands, they're 19 and 18. They're one of the oldest teams in the league. Al Horford looks like he needs to retire. They need to do it out to Al Horford what the Clippers did to Chris Paul. Send that man home.
I mean, he like as long as you limit him and bring him in, maybe like you don't play him every night.
Man, no, bro. Man, this man averages 6'5" on 36% shooting. Man, no. Send that man home, bro.
I mean, there's slim pickings over there in Golden State when it comes to everything. None of those young players have made a jump. Brandon Bogdanovic is the same player. Moses Moody is the same player.
They don't even play
Kuminga can't even crack that. Exactly, he can't even crack the rotation.
Why does Buddy Hield not play anymore?
I couldn't tell you. But yeah, this team, I don't know. It's pretty sad. I mean, defensively, they're not too bad. They're 7th in defensive rating, but they're 21st in offensive rating. They have outside of Steph, they have absolutely no creation on offense. They have no creation. I think they had a huge blown opportunity last year. I think they had a chance to make. I think they would have made the conference finals last year as Steph not get hurt, and obviously Jimmy somewhat getting hurt too. But I think that now that that's past them, I mean, without the contribution from none of those three younger guys, and nothing really, damn near nothing from Draymond, I think that it's pretty much like a team. A closed casket, unless they can, and Kerr's in the media talking about how he doesn't want to trade for a big guy. I think the window is, completely closed with his team. It's not looking good. I don't see a miracle happening. Offense is too much for Steph. You can't ask Steph to do everything. Even with the Clipper game last night, Steph was like 10 for 25 or something like that. He shot like 15 threes, made 4 of them. Like, there's just nothing going outside of that, besides, guys standing around watching Steph poise. Jimmy can't really create. He tried to shoot a game winner. He airballed a fadeaway. It's just nothing going on outside of Steph Curry. And that's not, and 37-year-old Steph Curry, like you mentioned, and that's just not something, you can rely in and night out. And it's just, it's kind of sad to see how guys were hoping for a Moody development, some Brandon Bogdanovic, development, maybe for Kuminga to somehow, I thought, get into good graces of Steve Kerr, or maybe they trade him for an asset or something. But it's nothing there. Even Quentin Post, the big guy, he can make an open three, but you're not really getting much from him either. It's just like there's a lot of guys on this roster thinking like, where would they be? What would a lot of guys on this roster be in 5 years from now? They'd probably be out the league. They still getting that. They getting that. The Warriors are lucky Cam Newton don't cover the NBA because he'd be on their ass.
How you look will keep you in a jersey, but not for long. Hey man, real quick, shout out Cam Newton, bro, for having 2 of the funniest fucking memes that I saw all of last year. How you look will keep you in a jersey, but not for long. He looked the part. Gadoosh.
But yeah,
I love
team is
extremely lucky. Start doing your job. You better start doing it.
Not that same young player that I love cookies and but yeah,
that's literally Brandon Bogdanovic and fucking Moses Moody.
Man, and
Kuminga too.
All
I love cookies.
Okay, the first year that shit was okay. You averaged 12. All right, okay, Brandon, you averaging 9. Okay, next year, okay, we do next season. And it's the same thing. It's like, all right, bro, giving that grace to the young players. I think Kuminga. I think Moody is in like year 5 now, year 4.
They all in year 5. Moody is in year 5. Kuminga in year 5.
Paz is what? No, 3.
Paz is like 3.
But like, it's just like Jesus Christ. Like, And whatever happened to the whole Steph gravity thing? Steph's supposed to he's supposed to elevate people around just so that they not really benefiting from that from the gravity that
ain't shoot,
that so
bro.
much KD benefited from so much, or everybody else benefited from so much. He's not really benefiting from that. So it's just it's an interesting theory. But yeah, this team is the casket is closing. The door is almost closed unless they get some kind of miracle. The light, completely.
Yeah, I don't know what
dark,
trade.
dark
I don't know what trade they could swing that would take them from at best second round to a championship contender. I don't really know. Like, I don't know what that trade is, especially when you have, Draymond on the squad still making bread, Jimmy on the squad making $50 million. I know I saw rumors like they're gonna look into Michael Porter Jr., but like,
hell no.
What is Michael Porter like? The Michael Porter Jr. you getting with the Nets would not be the Michael Porter Jr. that you get with the Warriors.
Exactly. That's why I said just leave Michael Porter out.
Leave Michael Porter on the Nets, bro. Let that man put up all the buckets. Let that man put up all the buckets. Oh, that's another team with Trae Young. Nets. I wouldn't mind Nets for Trae Young.
Okay.
Wouldn't mind Nets.
Well, I think and him and MPJ were teammates in high school, I believe too.
I think they might have been AAU teammates.
AAU one of the
yeah. Okay. Just send them to New York. Let them shoot every fucking thing and whatever. But yeah, moving on. The team that actually recently, bro, been showing signs of life. They finally been winning games. Everybody's been on the court. The LA Clippers, bro.
Everybody has been on the court. That 6-game win streak came with no Zubac. No, Zubac didn't play in a single one of those games.
You're right. When I say everybody, I mean Harden and Kawhi.
Okay.
And as it stands, on the lowest of keys, this is one of Kawhi's best regular seasons. When he's been out there, he's been incredible when he's been out there.
Kawhi has been incredible.
Incredible.
Absolutely incredible. And they need to, I don't know, Brook Lopez, I don't know what the hell needs to happen to him. He
need to retire.
No. Why you I talk about Caruso shooting. Lopez was like 1 for 12 from 3 the other day. What the hell is going on, man?
He needs to listen. It is a bunch of guys who Father God is calling them home. Listen. Every one of us has a day. It's a few guys in this NBA, especially on the Clippers, who have met their day. Nick Batum has met his day. Brother. It was an incredible run. Charlotte gave you $150 million. You are one of the best in Portland. You are one of the best French basketball players of all time. But we will see you on the watch. We will see you in Valhalla. We have the watch now. Brook Lopez, we also have the watch now. They need to send you to the same place they sent Chris Paul. Also, shout out Kobe Sanders, bro. Kobe Sanders has been solid when he's been getting minutes. I think last night was his kind of coming out party. And also, shout out Snoop Dogg, bro. That shit was hilarious, bro. I have never laughed so much at the commentary on a game ever in my life, bro. We need Snoop Dogg as a monthly guest commentator for Peacock, bro, because that shit was hilarious.
I got a question for you though, because I kind of looked, but is there more to this, Clippers run outside of the fact that Kawhi Leonard has been playing like it's 2019?
Nope.
Is there more? I think that's really all it comes down to, right? It's just
Kawhi Leonard is on the court and he's playing out of his mind, and James Harden is there still giving you a 20 and 10.
John Collins' production has improved, but for the most part, it's literally just Kawhi. And the question, the magic box question that is always on the Clippers every year is Kawhi
gonna play?
It's the magic genie question. Is it sustainable for Kawhi Leonard to go stay out there? But he's been sensational. 55 versus Pistons, 41 versus the Rockets. It's just an insane stretch of basketball from him. From all three levels and on both sides too. You watch him take the challenges, locking guys up. Yeah, he's been. I don't know. When he's out there, he's been insane. Shout out to him for I don't know, for whatever reason, randomly come out of nowhere and turn it back and turn the clock back. I just hope that he can do it for another 30 games or so, whatever how many games is left. That'd be one of the best stories in the NBA. If he can sustain this, I think that'd be one of the biggest stories for the league and for the Clippers themselves if he can keep this up.
Yeah, and also shout out Chris Dunn, bro. I think Chris Dunn has been the leader of that defense. I think that Chris Dunn probably would finally make an all defensive team if he stays playing at this level for the rest of the season. I think he probably will. Maybe all defensive second team, maybe. If he continues to play at this level. And I think that this is a squad, like, how far out of the play-in are they right now? It's not far. I know because Memphis is losing games. So they're not. Let me look real quick. They're not far. I think this is a squad that if they can get, yeah, they are the
Yeah, right
11th
outside
seed
the
right
plane.
now. Yeah,
They're right
right,
outside the
right outside,
plane.
right outside. If they can get in a play-in, bro, this is the team that I think can make it very interesting for somebody. Like,
And then I got another question. Do you have any interest in All-Star Weekend this year?
no,
Not
no,
not for none of the events.
no, no, not at all. I think the All-Star game is fucking cooked. Like, what are we doing? World versus get this
The
shit out of
World
here,
versus
bro.
USA, yeah. But
Get
you
this shit
know,
the fuck out of here. Just go
you don't
back
want
to
to.
East.
You,
Just
you don't
go
want to
back
come to
to
your favorite city and check out none of the festivities. You want to come to your favorite city.
huh?
You don't want to come to your favorite city and check out none of the festivities that weekend.
No, I will go to some All-Star parties that
I
they will
say,
have. I will listen. I will go to some All-Star events that the homie signed me up for, and that would be the extent of my All-Star weekend in Los Angeles. All-Star weekend 2018 was fire. I have very fond moments of that All-Star weekend. That was fire. But that would be the extent of my All-Star weekend this year in LA. No, the only sporting event I will be participating in LA this year is the World Cup. I will be fucking with the World Cup. All-Star
that's this year.
weekend.
What
Yeah,
month is that?
it's like June,
Okay,
July.
at SoFi, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so
Okay.
far. Other than that, no. And I have no interest in watching the All-Star. I listen, I think it's great for the city. I think it's great for to just show off the dome. I think it's one of the best stadiums I've ever been to. I think it's great. You know, I think it'd be but as far as the All-Star events, bro, what the fuck are we doing? You just take it back to either take it back to East and West or take it back to when you pick the players and go out there and play a game, bro.
Yeah, they
Like
definitely doing a lot with the whole
just go out there and play.
USA.
Like,
I don't even know how
bro,
they going. I don't even know what the criteria is. How they gonna pick? Like, how you gonna pick?
bro,
You know,
bro.
be from half west, half east, and like, what's going on? How are
If
they gonna do this?
we gonna do all
Uh,
this, bro, just eliminate the game. And
You
I
can't
don't
eliminate
fucking
the
know.
game, man. I mean, as much as I hate the game,
I
I
know
just
you
can't like.
can't do it, but like,
I
what the
shouldn't
fuck
like.
are we doing? I know. Listen, I know you can't do it, but what the fuck are we doing? At a certain point in time, what are we actually doing, bro? And why are we doing it?
But yeah, I mean, like you said, the dunk contest is pretty dead. I mean, we don't have nobody has expectations for that anymore to no extent. We're gonna sit there and watch Mac McClung do some shit, and there's gonna be three other G leaguers out there, and maybe one, rotation player. 3-point contest is whatever. Steph probably don't even want to do that. And then what the first night is with the celebrity and the rookie game, and then you got the big game on Sunday night. I mean, I'll check it out, but I mean, like I said,
I'm going to watch it because I watch it every year, but like, do I give a
yeah.
fuck? No. That's
I
my
used to
actual.
I used to genuinely like thoroughly look forward to All Star Weekend. That shit used to be amazing. All Star Weekend used to be amazing. Like
Yeah,
the
no,
old East versus West battles, the Sunday night
fact,
game, the 3-point contest, the dunk contest. It used to be like an event. Like I
fact.
used to like that shit. And it's just the fact that it's completely going from that to zero. That's one of the saddest stories about the NBA.
I agree. But yeah, shout out to Clippers. Last but not least, I got two more teams I want to talk about. Obviously, Yo Squad, which I haven't been watching too much of them honestly this year. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, shout out LeBron. I'm glad he's still playing, but I don't want to see this shit, bro. This is not the LeBron James that I have known. This is a imposter. It's like fucking.
I very much agree.
This is an
Yeah.
imposter. It's like fucking watching Robert Downey Jr. play Doctor Doom. This is not the Robert Downey Jr. I saw the past 15 years of my life. I don't know who this man.
Mhm.
The man is the same, but this ain't the same person. So you can tell me about the Lakers, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really don't be watching Lakers games. So the
I've been
floor is
watching
yours.
them like enough. I mean, just basically similar story to last year. A very top heavy team. They do a great job beating up on the teams they should beat up on. They beat up on the Grizzlies. They beat up on the Pelicans. They beat up on the lower tier teams. But when they come across one of those younger teams who can get up and down, teams who can force turnovers, teams who can show Luka different looks, teams who can blitz pick and roll, teams who can force them to make decisions and force them to turn the ball over, it's hell. They don't match up at all. They can cruise through the other games, but once they get those games, it's bad. They don't really get too much from their role players. Rui has been pretty much non-existent this year. Outside of Larivia has been great. Marcus Smart has played good basketball at times when he's out there, but DeAndre Ayton is too. Head into the the first pod we did, I talked about it, but DeAndre Ayton is just not the guy that this team needs if they're going to be a serious competitive team. A couple big games against the Pistons, he had 2 rebounds. Against the Rockets, he had like 3 rebounds. It's like No, like you got to take a certain role to be on this team. You're not gonna get a bunch of post touches with Luka, LeBron, and Reeves running around, dribbling the ball. That's not your reality. He's not that great of a screen setter, not much of a lob threat, and once he isn't getting those touches that he desires, he completely just checks out of the game. I've even seen Reddick went with Jackson Hayes to close the game a couple nights ago because Ayton just simply wasn't there. I think he had like 4 points, 2 rebounds. He's got to get that together, or else I don't. This is I don't know. I mean, obviously, like he's only on a 1 year, prove it deal with the Lakers. We'll see where it goes after that. But I mean, I'm just not really sure what he expects to get from this. If he doesn't buy into that, which is, I mean, like I said, heading to the year, I expected it though. It's not. He's never really been that guy who just defends, just catches lobs, and rebound. That's not really him. He wants a couple post touches. He wants to feel it a little bit. He wants to, be consistently involved into the offense. And then Luka Doncic, pretty much a similar story with him. I think he leads the league in usage rate around like 37%, which is like insane. But he turns the ball over too much, and he just falls in love with the step back three. The Lakers offense, gets very stagnant a lot. They throw him the ball. He dribbles around. He shoots about 13, 12 threes, damn near a night. Sometimes it seems like makes about 4 or 5 of them. Winds to the ref, doesn't get back on defense. LeBron, like you said, LeBron's been very pedestrian. I think he's averaging about 19 points per game this year, somewhere around there, 19, 20.
And around 20, but like he knows how to score the ball, but this ain't LeBron.
It's weird, it's a weird, chemistry, issue between, him and Luka. Obviously he's never played with a Luka type guy. LeBron got implemented, about what, like 18 games a season he was thrown in there. It just, it's like, J.J. Redick.
The way he was playing at first was dope. When Reeves was there and he was going out to give you he was basically playing like a souped up Draymond role. That role was dope. But then when he came back and wanted to be LeBron James, and I was like, the offense just, here you take it, here I take it, here you take it, here I take it.
Yeah, it's bad. And then J.J. Redick like he about to have a damn aneurysm or something.
Every single game,
screaming at people, trying to blame it on this, blame it on that.
He's finding out it's not that easy.
Yeah, he definitely is. He definitely is. I think he's one of the most interesting. I think coaching story, like you said, the pieces, like you said, for him, aren't really there. So it's hard to really look at him and be like, "Yo, this is your fault, Redick." But at the same time, he always putting the blame on someone else. He isn't really taking too much accountability. He's always throwing fits, doing that. But yeah, this Laker team is, like I said, they'll continue to be a fun regular season team. They'll continue to get beat by those, the Houstons, the Spurs of the world, the OKCs of the world. They don't stand a chance for those teams. But roll them out there. They can. Even Phoenix, they struggle greatly with Phoenix. They probably shouldn't even have a single win versus Phoenix if Dylan Brooks didn't have that boneheaded technical foul or on Brian towards the end. But they struggle against teams like that. But I mean, we'll see where it goes. This will be fun, because they're top heavy. They can compete. You have enough offense, to get through the regular season. You're not seeing those teams every night, so they'll beat up on the other teams. But it's been an interesting story. We'll see how. I mean, it'd probably be the similar ending to last year, to be honest with you, depending on who they get matched up with in the playoffs. Right now, the playoffs started today to get Houston in the first round. That's not a look they want. Did you see the Christmas game? Did you see that one at least?
No, I didn't watch that game. I was watching football.
Oh damn! All right, G. But yeah,
I'm watching mad football, bro. I'm watching mad football.
I've been watching mad football too. I've been. NFL has been. I think it's been a hell of an NFL season. I can't wait for the wild card this weekend. The wild card is about to be cinema.
Facts.
Absolute. But yeah, the Lakers. I mean,
that's about what you can say. Yeah, that's about what you say about the Lakers. Whatever. But we can leave it there for now. We can reconvene next week. I think Thomas should be back next week. So yeah, we can wait on Thomas and reconvene next week. Mm-hmm. Thank y'all for watching as always, man. Again, this is the 2026 makes 10 years since we started this podcast, which I didn't expect to be doing this podcast in 10 years. I mean, I don't know what I expected, but I don't know if I expected to be doing it in 10 years. We was just two guys that sat down, watched a lot of basketball, and wanted to it's 10 years because we watched the whole 15, 16 playoffs together. And then like just wanted to talk basketball and put it out. And we've done a solid amount of stuff and continue to do stuff. So again, shout out again all y'all support for making it to be able to make it to 10 years. And 10 years later, we still got some of y'all who tune in to watch us talk basketball and talk shit, which is incredible and amazing. So again, thank all y'all. We appreciate it. And yeah, Joe, get your plug in.
Yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. Instagram, Joel R. Wilson, Twitter at the Jolt. Yeah, watch them that wild card this weekend.
Who you got?
And I got the Bills. I got the Packers. I got the Patriots, and I got the who else? And I got the Texans. I think that was it. And then no, I'm missing. And I got the Rams. I think that was every game.
I got the is Jordan Love playing though?
He been out the last 2 weeks. I don't see why he wouldn't be cleared. He had a concussion and he didn't play last week, and I think he didn't play.
But he got folded the fuck up though.
I think he should be good to go.
He got folded. I'm gonna go Bears. I'm going to go Rams. But the Rams be tweaking.
You gotta go Rams, nigga. No.
But the Rams be tweaking.
What you mean? They're not gonna lose to Bryce Young, brother. His first ever playoff game. Bryce Young is not about to put on some.
Ain't they at home?
Their Panthers are at home, but the Rams are 10.5-point favorites. Away.
All right. What's the other games? It's
Chargers, Patriots.
I'm gonna go Patriots.
Bills, Jaguars.
I'm gonna fuck around and go Jaguars, bro.
They haven't both. Trevor Lawrence finally figured shit out.
Yeah,
Trevor Lawrence finally playing like that. You know, that touted #1 pick, that generational talent quarterback. He's finally getting there. He threw for like 6 touchdowns in one game. He finished the season with like 28 touchdowns. They got a nice Parker Washington, nice core. Parker Washington, Brian Thomas, and Jacoby Myers, William Cohen. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a mess around and go there, man. Who the Steelers play? Steelers play the Texans?
Oh, Steelers playing the Texans. I picked the Texans off the damn defense. I don't want the Texans. But the Steelers do got DK back.
DK back. But I would still probably pick the Texans.
Rodgers has been throwing the ball well this year. I think Rodgers has definitely looked a lot better than I thought he would. Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. So yeah, them my picks. But like we said, man, appreciate y'all for watching. We'll get up with y'all next time. It's been real.